I put my glasses on so I can see better. Ish Kibbible here. I can barely see with these glasses. Well, I lost one of my eyes. There it goes. Now it's working. No, it's not working. It's hard to use these daggum things, tell you. Okay, Ish Kibbible here. And I wrote a new book. I'm a sit-down comedian. I claim to be the only sit-down comedian on the planet. If there's another one out there, then so be it. Second here. Top chat. This is my first time doing this in a long, long time to get chat started, get people interested in my stupid comedy skits. But I wanted to bring it to your attention, my new book, okay, that I just got through writing. Here it is right here. This book, but not that book, okay? Everything in here is going to show you how to make money, and lots of it. I got to open it here first. Okay. This whole entire book is designed to help you make all kinds of money here. I got some here for you. Hold on. Look at all this. There's $40,000 right there. Okay. Well, actually $50,000 right there. Right. There's 10,000, 20,000, 30,000, 40,000, 50,000. Okay, keep going. Hold on a minute. I'm not done. Hold on. I'm not done. Here's another 50,000. I can't put them all up here. I'll try to get them all up here. So look at that, ladies and gentlemen. All this money is designed to show you the stupid things that you can do to make all this money. That's all right here in this book. I just got through writing. Hold on. This book right here. This book, not that book, okay? I read a lot of books and this one stupid lady that these ads that come on, and I'm sick of them just like you are. When you're watching a video, these stupid ads come on. And this one lady in there, she does this. I get paid $600,000 or whatever. I use Amazon AI. Well, I don't use Amazon AI. I use Hey You. That's Hay and the letter U. Hey You. That is the best way to make money using Hey You. Okay? Now, how do you use Hey You? I'll tell you, first of all, it comes from Ulysses S. Grant. You remember the president Ulysses S. Grant, right? Okay, well, okay, people just don't call you Ulysses, you know. In the inner circles, he called him Mr. President, whatever, okay? But his close friends didn't call him Ulysses. Hey, Ulysses, I got something to talk to you about, okay? They didn't do that. So, anyway, what happened was they decided to give him a nickname. And his nickname was U, as a letter capital U, like Quest, okay? U, okay? U. And so what they would do is just say, hey, you, come here, I got something to show you. Ha, ha, ha. Very funny, okay? But I got, what I did is I used AU, hey, you, to write this book. This book, not that book. And it's filled with all kinds of stuff that you can do to help you make lots and lots of money. Like I said, here we go. I'm giving it away. The first one that wants this money can come get it. If you know where I live, you can even come rob me if you want to. Okay. Now, the thing is that I claim I'm from another planet. Okay. And I am, because everybody blames me for stuff. Even animals blame me for stuff. I'm going to tell you stories. I'm not going to tell you all my stories. That would take up all this time that you have to be doing something else. But I want to tell you a story, couple stories that came from a town I used to live in years ago. Hutchinson, Kansas. If you've never been there, you might want to go visit it. It's not too bad a place to visit, but you don't want to live there. I didn't want to live there. I didn't never like Hutchinson. But since my father was a minister, I had to live there during my college years. Okay, so he's a Lutheran minister. Of course, he's gone now, but he was a Lutheran minister, and we were living in Junction City, Kansas, and he got a call, which is the minister term to go to another church, okay, to go to Hutchinson, Kansas. And that's where I went to college at Bethany College in Lynchburg, and that's where he started another ministry there. And so at one point in time, I moved away, but then I moved back later on. Years back, I moved back. But anyway, what was I talking about? I moved back to Hutchinson, and then in 2005, my father passed away, and then my mother passed away in 2006. And I talked my father into buying some houses because he wanted to get out of the ministry and he wanted something to do. I told him because he had such good credit, he should buy himself some houses and rent them out. And I gave him a book called Rich Dad, Poor Dad that most people are familiar with. And he read that book and everything, but he did what I suggested he do, is he bought 2 houses. So then what happened was the tenants in those houses couldn't pay their rent. Neither one of them could. So he put them both up for sale. And the first one sold like within a couple of weeks or so. But the second one never did sell. And so what happened was after he passed away, the house was still in his name because he bought the house in his name. But then my mother passed away, but there was no deed or anything going to anybody in the family who that house belonged to. So I took over the property and moved into the house. And while I was living in that house, I lived in that house for 7 or 8 years, maybe 8 years. Can't remember right now. Maybe even longer than that. I think I lived, because when I moved to Hutchinson, I lived there for about 16 years total. But I lived in that house for about 8 years or so. Anyway, one night, a time that I was sleeping really super good, because when I woke up, I got woken up by this bird. It was chirping really loud, really super loud. Chirp, 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 chirp. Really loud. That's what woke me up. I got woke up, okay? I got woke up by this stupid bird. Got dressed and went outside to see what was going on. Now, I had some trees right next to my house, and I knew, because I'm a smart guy, smart idiot guy, that those trees, if they did fall, they were not going to fall in the house because they were leaning toward the back side of the back, leaning toward, if they were to fall, they would fall in the backyard. And that's what happened. Some straight line winds came through and blew over two trees. And they were sitting in my yard. So I went outside to see what this bird was chirping about. And sure enough, what happened was the 2 trees that did fall down, its babies got killed in that windstorm, and they were lying on the ground dead. There was 3 little baby birds that were lying on the ground dead, And then I saw why the bird was chirping so loud, because it lost its babies. Okay. Anyway, the very next day, what happened was the bird had pooped all over my car, and I had bird poop on my car. I mean, it was plastered. It took me 2 to 3 days to get all that bird poop off, because I think you understand how hard it is to get bird poop off your car. Well, it took me 2 to 3 days to get that stuff off. And so I figured what happened was that bird blamed me for killing its babies, which I did not do. Of course, I couldn't kill its babies. The trees had fallen down anyway. Took me a long time to clean up all that stuff because, they're pretty big trees. Anyway, so that is one reason why I'm from another planet, that the bird blamed me for killing his babies. How could I kill his babies? I'm not the Lord. Anyway, the next story is about my next door neighbor's dog. I love this dog named Hank. I think it's a miniature collie or something like this. But I'd always give him treats and, pet him and everything. But he was, on the other side in the neighbor's yard, had a fence around it and everything. But somehow or another, that dog, Hank, would get loose and come over to my yard. Okay. But one day I noticed that there was a rat running around in my yard and getting underneath my house and everything. Even though it was boarded up, they had a way to get in. So anyway, I put out some poison for this rat, put it in these bowls around so you could see the bulls sitting outside. Anyway, Hank got loose one day. I just so happened to see him watching when I was mowing the yard. I watched him eat some of that poison out of those bowls that had the rat poison in. So I went to my neighbor and I told her, "You better take Hank to the vet because he ate some of my rat poison." I don't know if she did or not. But about a month later, she told me that Hank had died. I said, "Well, I tried to tell you to take him to the vet. I don't know if the vet could do anything or not." But I told her to take it to the vet, but then she started blaming me for killing Hank. I didn't kill Hank, and she was really mad at me. And I said, I'm mad at her because, hell, lady, how am I supposed to stop your dog from getting loose? He was in the fence. How did he get loose? I don't know, but she blamed me. So that's one second. That's second time that I got blamed for something I didn't do. Okay. Then the third time, I had gone to the library one day, and shortly after I got there, this lady pulled up, and I can't remember how many people. I think there was 3 people in the car. She got out. He was either her boyfriend or her husband, and some other girl got out of the car going into the library. But I noticed something that she did. She left her purse in the car. I saw her put the purse in the car. But the thing was, she didn't lock the car, did not lock the car. Okay, now, and anybody that I know, any woman out there that I know on the entire planet never leaves their purse behind. No woman that I know of leaves their purse behind in any situation, period. Okay, but this lady did. She left her purse in the car. The car was unlocked because I could tell she didn't lock it and everything. And then shortly after that, she got inside the car. This teenager came by, and apparently he was watching them or something, because he went in and got the purse and then took off running. So when she came out, I told her, "Hey, lady, your purse got stolen by a teenager." And then she says, "Well, why didn't you stop him?" Well, how could I stop him? He took off running, number one. Number two, it's not my responsibility to watch your purse. I'm not getting paid to watch your purse. Okay, and like I said, he took off running. I'm not going to go running after him. He was already long gone. because it happened so fast. What am I supposed to do? Anyways, she blamed me for letting that kid steal her purse. When number one, she put it in the car and left it unattended. Number two, she left the car unlocked. And apparently that kid must have been watching her. So I even wrote a song about that stupid lady's purse, how she got the purse stolen. And then a couple other stories I want to tell you is one of them was when I was a kid, I was living in Keokuk, Iowa. And like I said, my father was a minister, a Lutheran minister, ELCA, in case you care. Anyway, our house was right next to the church. I mean, literally. I could jump from our house over, and I was only 8 years old. I could jump from the stairs of my house over to the stairs of the church if it was that close. And there was a little sidewalk that went in between the house and the church. Anyway, that's how close we were to the church. And one day, when we just moved in, and about a week or two later, these two kids came over and asked if I wanted to play. And I said, okay, I'll do that. And so we started going around toward the church and around the corner of the church. And the next thing I know, the two kids, one of them, these are their actual names now, actual names of these kids. One of them, his name was Larry Cohn, and the other one, his name was David Gray. I'll never forget those guys. Anyway, all of a sudden, Larry Cohn decides to start hitting me. And I didn't fight back. He started punching me in the face. I didn't fight back because I didn't know how to fight. And he sat there and started punching me, but the punches weren't hurting me. So, he was just punching and punching and punching. Finally, he stopped because the punches weren't hurting me or anything like that. I wasn't bloody or anything. He was just, but next thing I know, they left. And then maybe about a week or so later, we started all running around together, doing stuff, getting into trouble, doing stuff. We'd go to the mortuary, which was down the street, and we'd go inside the mortuary and write obscenities on the guest registry. Okay. Then we go inside. Now, why they allowed us to do that, I don't know, but there was not that many people there, I guess. I don't know. We go inside and look at the caskets. They had the caskets, dead people in there. And one of them was a little boy about my age, 8 years old. And it said the cause of death, he had drowned somehow, who knows how, but he had drowned. And David, remember, it's David Gray and Larry Cohn. David dared me to put some rocks in his pocket and then to touch him, actually physically touch him. So I went outside and got a few rocks and everything and put it in his pocket. And then I touched him on the head. And he said, well, now you're going to die 5 years from now. Of course, I'm still alive. I'm almost going to be 71 here in a few more weeks, okay? Anyway, he said I was going to die. But what happened was, that was the kind of stupid things we were doing. We actually put rocks in a dead person's pocket. I did, because I was dared. Now, if something happened when you're a kid that age, and if they dared you to do something, you're going to do it because you want to be accepted, number one. And number two, you want to prove to them that you're willing to do stupid things, which I did. I was doing all kinds of stupid stuff. Luckily, I'm still alive. All the stupid stuff that we did, even at 8 years old. Okay. So one time we decided to make this go-kart out of wood. Me, Larry, and David played with it almost every day, for a while there. And all of a sudden, one day, we kept the go-kart over at Dave's house. And one day he wouldn't let us play with it. He did that for quite a while. I don't know how long, but next thing you know, Larry, myself, and my brother Jim, we stole the go-kart, and it was really late at night, and we had a gasoline can tank and some matches or something. And we took the go-kart over by this laundromat. And then what we did was we doused the go-kart with the gas and everything, put gas all over the go-kart because it's made of wood. And then we made a fuse with the gas going from the cart all across the street. And then once we did that, we put the entire can that was still full of some of the gas in the seat of the go-kart, and went across the street, lit the fuse. The next thing you know, the thing was up in flames. Now, it just so happened, I remember now, this is late at night. I don't know what time it was, but it was late at night. And anyway, it just so happened that there was a guy out late at night raking his leaves. Now, who rakes their leaves at night? But this guy happened to be out late at night. It's so dark out, you can't see anything. He was raking his leaves, okay? And he saw the fire going off, and he called the fire department. Now, if it hadn't been for that, the laundromat could have burned down for all I know, because it was pretty high. The flames were going up pretty high, and it could have got onto the laundromat. But thank goodness, I guess it didn't. We didn't stay around to find out. We were already gone. So these are the things I'm saying, and I'm from another planet. We torched the go-kart that night. And I even wrote a song about that. So I have a song about torching a go-kart. I have a song about the bird chirping like really loud and, blaming me for killing its babies, which of course I did not. And then every time I turn around, people are blaming me for stuff I didn't do. Then another story. I got all these stories to tell you, but the thing I wanted to express about you most, that you need to buy this book. This book, but not that book. Okay? That's, you buy that book and it will show you how to make all this money that I've been making, okay? That's $30,000 just right there. Okay, that's my advertisement. Buy my book. This book, but not that book. Okay. Anyway, this story is about the time I was in college. I was going to Bethany College in Lindsborg, Kansas. I ran on the cross country team. And there was a guy there by the name of Jack Baldwin. And Jack, if you're still alive, you're a hell of a guy. He was always trying to get us in trouble, wanted to do stupid stuff. Well, anyway, one time he tried to talk me in to going streaking through the girls' dormitory. And if you remember what streaking is, that means you're going around naked. Okay, so he wanted me to run through the girls' dormitory naked. Now, the thing was he wanted us to do was put our jock straps over our faces so they couldn't recognize us. And I said, well, hell, I'm not going to do that. That's number one, that's really stupid. And I don't want to be like a fool anyway, going streaking. I might have done it when I was a teenager, but I would not want to do it when I was an adult. But they went through, I don't know how many people went through, almost the whole entire team went through except for myself. Because as far as I know, I was the only one that did not do it. And, coach, of course, found out about it, and then he ran us to death after that. And he ran us to death for pretty much, the rest of the season, because stupid Jack Baldwin, was talk these other. And I told coach, I says, hey, I didn't have anything to do with this. He says, it doesn't make a difference. You're part of the team. And so you're going to have to run too. And I was pretty pissed off. I could have quit if I wanted to, but I didn't, because I said, that's stupid to punish me when I didn't do anything. And anyway, I went ahead and took the punishment anyway. But see there, I was being punished for something I didn't do again. So that's the story of my life, the reason why I'm from another planet, and the reason why you need to follow me, because I got all these stupid stories that happened to me that are real. Those are true stories that I told you about. Now, I also want to tell you another story that didn't happen to me, but it happened at Bethany College. I can't remember what year it was. It's probably, you can just type in a golf team on Coronado Heights in Bethany. Coronado Heights is a really high uh, uh, hill, or what hill, we probably call it a mountain pretty much. It's not really a mountain, it's not that high, but it's one of the highest places around because it's pretty flat around there. Anyway, you go up to Coronado Heights, and they have uh, a castle up there that you can go cooking in and stuff like that. And you can go inside the castle. Anybody can go in there and have a cookout because they got cookout stuff all over the place. You can cook inside the castle. You can go up on top of the castle and look around, and who knows how long that thing has been there. Anyway, the golf team, the entire golf team got up in Coronado Heights and they got naked. Okay. The only thing, and somebody took a picture of the entire golf team. I don't know who did. But anyway, the only thing standing between them and their private parts was they had their hands over their private parts and their golf club over the private parts. Other than that, they were entirely naked. And somebody idiot, of course, Facebook was around by then. I don't know when Facebook started. They posted the picture on Facebook. And then all hell broke loose after that. So the golf team was eliminated because they had really good golf teams. They won championship after championship. I don't know how many championships they won. But that year, they got disqualified from any kind of competition whatsoever. They just had to disband a team or whatever. Anyway, I don't know if they did it the next year or not because they were on probation there for quite a while. But I don't, I wasn't there, of course. It happened years after I had left, and I don't know what year it happened. But that was the kind of stupid things us guys do, And for whatever reason, Bethany College was got the really bad name because of stuff like that. Of course, I don't know if much media attention got on the time that the cross country team went through the girls' dormitory naked. Of course, like I said, I didn't go. I'm not going to do something stupid like that. Or the golf team. Now, on the golf team, everybody got up there. So somebody else had to take the pictures. Whoever it was took the picture and posted it on Facebook. And I'm still live. I'm almost done. How much time have I been on? Welcome to. Anyway, that is pretty much it. So don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, you need to buy my book. Okay? Let me get it so you can read it now. This book, not that book. That's got everything in here you need to make the money that you need. Everything is in there. Okay? Making all this money, people. Ladies and gentlemen, look at all this money here. There's $40,000 here. Okay? $40,000 going once, $50,000 going twice, $100,000 gone. Okay. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed my stories and hope you come back sometime and try to get some followers. I'm not sure how to work this till I can get some followers and get some people to chat on the stupid stuff I talk about. And I'll talk your leg off about stupid stuff. I'll talk to you about stocks. I talked about AI, remember? AI. I use Amazon AI. I make $60,000 a month. I use Amazon because I use Amazon AI. And she's always using her hands. So stupid, And all these other commercials, You use my stock picks and you will be a millionaire in 5 days or something, all these stupid people that doing stock picks and all these different ads and stuff that are out there. They're all worthless. And I've been doing stocks since forever. I remember when I started, but I know I was in the Army. I wasn't doing stocks, but I was reading the magazine called Money Magazine. Ha 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 ha. I got my this one works probably better than the other one. Ha ha ha. Hee hee. Okay, so I read Money Magazine and learn about all these different stocks. And unfortunately, I couldn't take part in that because I wasn't making money on that much. I only got paid once a month, maybe $350. I can't remember, but it wasn't that much, so I couldn't, pay $50 or whatever I needed to get started because I could barely make it to the end of the month. Okay, so I think that's it for now, and I'll see you next time, okay? Have a good day.